I'm Pooja from Usmania University College for Women. I have a doubt, sir. How do you respond on the pros and cons of genetically modified crops?
This is a controversial question, and you may know that I actually spoke out for GM in an interview. But I want to clarify that, okay? There are two aspects to genetically modified crops which are not related. They are related today, but they don't have to be related. People are against genetically modified crops for several reasons. One is that GM crops are largely supplied by Western large multinational corporations, okay? That's one reason. Second is that they encourage a dependence because these crops cannot be used. You have to constantly buy the seed, and so they encourage a dependence on these corporations. Some of the crops encourage very heavy uses of herbicide because they're herbicide resistant, they're high herbicide resistance, so they use lots of herbicides to kill off everything else except the crop. So that's another problem. And then a fourth problem is that they create a monoculture so that you don't have lots of different varieties of crops. So if you have a disease that suddenly wipes out your crop, your entire crop is wiped out. These are all completely real concerns, and I completely agree with these concerns. Okay. Another concern is that maybe GM crops, if they're not properly tested, they could perhaps, spread and have unwanted effects, ecological effects. But I say the solution to that is not to simply avoid GM, because there are lots of benefits that you might be able to get from GM crops. If you don't like multinational corporations, fine. You should have your own government and own non-profit organizations create different types of genetically modified crops, maybe which are properly tested, which are especially beneficial for India, for drought conditions, which provide better nutrition, which have higher yields, which require less herbicide, less fertilizer, all of those things. So there are many, many beneficial tools that can be used, but the question is how to do it properly. So saying that the current way that GM is implemented is bad is not the same thing as saying that GM is bad intrinsically.